Assalamu alaikum, I am Ahmed Naqvi and you are watching World in Focus. नाज़रीन, आज की इस एपिसोड में हम एक कॉन्फ्रेंस के अंदर प्रेजेंट होने वाले पेपर की बात करेंगे. दिस वीक आई वाज एबल टू प्रेजेंट This week I have presented my research paper and research presentation in a national conference, national research conference organized by NECTA, National Counterterrorism Authority in Islamabad, and I am going to reproduce that presentation in front of you guys so that I can get my feedback from the audience. Now, in this conference theme was the security dynamics related to the newly merged districts or ex-FATA and the related developments to that particular part of Pakistan. My presentation was actually post-US withdrawal and the security challenges that it has created for the newly merged districts or ex-FATA in Pakistan. My fundamental question was that how US withdrawal has impacted the security dynamics of the newly merged districts. And for this question, I have used qualitative method. I have conducted some interviews as well as I have also, based my argument on literature available, online and in print. नाज़रीन, इस जो रिसर्च पेपर था या इस रिसर्च का जो क्वेश्चन है फंडामेंटली दे डेल्ट विद द थ्री काइंड ऑफ डेवलपमेंट्स रिलेटेड टू यूएस विड्रॉल. One was the direct impact of the US withdrawal on Pakistan's newly merged districts and their security, and second was the indirect impact on the security of this region, and third was the independent developments that have happened post US withdrawal in Afghanistan or Pakistan that could be attributed towards having an impact on the Pakistan's newly merged districts of KP. तो इन तीन एस्पेक्ट पे हमने बात की और दूसरा जो एस्पेक्ट था वो था सिक्योरिटाइजेशन. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय सिक्योरिटी? Security means, obviously, security has different shades, different variations in it, different dimensions of security. Usually we say that there is a traditional security and a non-traditional security, but obviously because we are talking about the security of our newly merged districts, so traditional security comes out of it, and we are referring to the developments of the post-US withdrawal. We're not talking about a threat or a insecurity caused by some state. So in that context, traditional security to is research paper का हिस्सा नहीं था. The non-traditional security obviously means the security that comes from the non-state actors. That was definitely part of this research. But the third point was the human security, the idea that how the seven different insecurities have they actually impact the life of the individuals and communities. And my frame was based on non-traditional and within non-traditional, the human security aspect. आसान लफ्ज़ों में हम सिर्फ ट्रेडिशनल वायलेंस की सिक्योरिटी की बात नहीं करेंगे न्यूली मर्ज्ड डिस्ट्रिक्ट में. वी आल्सो टॉक अबाउट द इकोनॉमिक सिक्योरिटी, पॉलिटिकल सिक्योरिटी, environmental, food, health, etc. as well. So different forms of security are important, operationalized meaning of for this presentation. So मैं आज की इस presentation में सिर्फ एक वेरिएबल पे बात करूँगा, how US withdrawal has a direct impact on Pakistan and Pakistan's newly merged district, उनकी सिक्योरिटी पे क्या असर पड़ा है, डायरेक्ट इम्पैक्ट क्या पड़ा है उसकी पर बात करेंगे. इनडायरेक्ट और जो दूसरे हैं वो ऑब्वियसली हम चार्ट ऑफ टाइम की वजह से नहीं डिस्कस कर पाएंगे. So now in US withdrawal, we know that US came here to eliminate the transnational terrorists, not just the local terrorists. They consider Taliban as terrorists, but a local one. Their primary war was against the transnational terrorists like Al-Qaeda that was using Afghanistan as a kind of safe haven to carry out strikes, terrorist acts across the world. And US purpose was to eliminate such a space for them, and obviously to remove those who are not just supporting Al-Qaeda, and not just removing Al-Qaeda members, their supporters, their financiers, and those who provide them the safe havens, that is the Afghan Taliban. However, when we know that US withdrew from Afghanistan in 2021, उस withdrawal का जो agreement था 2020 में दोहा डील के नतीजे में डोनाल्ड ट्रंप एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ने किया था. But this withdrawal was envisioned by first obviously President Barack Obama when he announced his AFPAC policy, in which he ultimately envisioned the withdrawal of US forces by 2014. हम देखते हैं कि 2014 के एंड पे यूएस कंप्लीट विड्रॉल तो नहीं होता बट सिग्निफिकेंट विड्रॉल हो जाता है, और उसके बाद भी डोनाल्ड ट्रंप जब आते हैं 2016 के इलेक्शन के बाद, तो ही आल्सो अनाउंसेस दैट ही वुड विड्रॉ फ्रॉम अफगानिस्तान. तो यूएस वाज वेरी क्लियर सिंस 2009 दैट दे आर नॉट गोइंग टू स्टे इन अफगानिस्तान फॉर एवर एंड दे आर गोइंग टू विड्रॉ सूनर और लेटर. And it was in this context that states like Pakistan and other neighboring states, they were trying to prepare themselves for a post-withdrawal scenario, and how can they prepare for their own protection of their own interest in Afghanistan since the US withdrawal. Pakistan carried out a number of things. Obviously, we brought fencing on the border. हमने फेंस करने की कोशिश की, हमने फाटा को मर्ज करने की कोशिश की, केपी के साथ मर्ज कर लिया उसके साथ. तो obviously we started preparing for the post US withdrawal from Afghanistan. हाउएवर डिस्पाइट यूएस विड्रॉल हम देखते हैं कि जो न्यूली मर्ज डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स हैं आफ्टर यूएस विड्रॉल उनके अंदर टेररिज्म का थ्रेट जो है वो रिसर्जेंस बढ़ जाती है। सिंस 2022 हम देखते हैं पिछले 2 सालों में ऑलमोस्ट द टेररिस्ट अटैक्स हैव सिग्निफिकेंटली इंक्रीज इन पाकिस्तान। मोर सुसाइड बॉम्बिंग हैव हैपेंड इन पाकिस्तान इन द लास्ट 2 years देन दे हैव हैपेंड इन द लास्ट 5 years। सो कहीं ना कहीं पे पाकिस्तान के अंदर जो इनसिक्योरिटीज़ हैं और न्यूली मर्ज डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स हैं उनके अंदर इफेक्ट पड़ा है। सबसे स्पेसिफिक इम्पैक्ट की मैं अगर बात करूँ तो सिंस यूएस विड्रॉल ऑब्वियसली पाकिस्तान की कैपेसिटी जो है टू कैरी आउट मिलिट्री ऑपरेशंस अगेंस्ट द रिसर्जेंस ऑफ टीटीपी इन न्यूली मर्ज डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स हैज सिग्निफिकेंटली बीन कंस्ट्रेन्ड, मेनली बिकॉज दैट प्रीवियसली हम देखते हैं कि ये यूएस और पाकिस्तान होते थे, दे यूज टू कोऑर्डिनेट द मिलिट्री ऑपरेशंस अक्रॉस द बॉर्डर, चाहे वो ज़रब अज़ब हो, चाहे उससे पहले और डिफरेंट ऑपरेशंस हों, चाहे डिफरेंट पार्ट्स ऑफ न्यूली मर्ज डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में बाजोड़ से लेकर साउथ वज़ीरिस्तान तक उन ऑपरेशंस की कोऑर्डिनेशन होती थी अक्रॉस द बॉर्डर। अब वो कोऑर्डिनेशन जो है वो मिसिंग है बिकॉज देयर आर नो यूएस कोऑर्डिनेटेड अटैक्स operations inside Afghanistan. Second is obviously जो cross border intelligence sharing थी on the movement of the militants on daily basis that have been significantly curtailed, mainly because US is no longer present on ground in Afghanistan. Therefore जो daily basis पे intelligence है that has been limited. Thirdly because US forces were present in Afghanistan, therefore they needed Pakistan to carry out operations, and therefore they financed those military operations in Pakistan through what we call the coalition support fund. अब coalition support fund जो है वो नहीं available. That fund was already suspended by President Donald Trump before that, but there was still a possibility that as long as US forces were there in Afghanistan, so they would and they could provide Pakistan with financial support to carry out military operations. अब पाकिस्तान के लिए वो source of funding शायद मुमकिन ना हो। All of these factors mean that Pakistani state capacity to carry out full-fledged military operations against the TTP and other elements in Pakistan's newly merged districts have significantly been curtailed, and therefore we will less likely to see any major military offensive over there, which means that insecurity caused by the TTP and other elements उसके हवाले से जो kinetic measures हैं उसमें पाकिस्तान की जो कैपेसिटी है वो कम होगी, and therefore जो security threats हैं local communities के लिए they are significantly going to grow over the period of time. नाज़रीन आज के लिए इतना ही। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग दिस प्रोग्राम। काइंडली लाइक दिस वीडियो, शेयर इट एंड सब्सक्राइब दिस चैनल। अल्लाह हाफ़िज़।